Hello, hi everyone. This is Shrija. Welcome to Skin Real, where I talk all things skincare. So if you like skincare related content, then make sure that you subscribe. Likewise, you can also follow me on Instagram, where I post more regularly. Now today I'm going to talk about some of the overrated skincare ingredients. Now when I say overrated, I mean to say overrated in my opinion. You could be very well loving these ingredients, using 10 products with these ingredients. Please continue doing so. I don't know how many times I need to emphasize this, but skincare is so unique, and what works for you might not work for me, and what works for me might not work for you, and we can all have different opinions. We need to chill. It's skincare, not nuclear war, that we are trying to attack everyone, getting after one another, hating each other for liking fragrance or not liking fragrance. I don't understand this. I would of course love to know your point of view, but I think there's a respectful way of putting it out, so please be mindful of that. Okay, now so that I'm done with the moral lecturing or whatever, let me just get straight into the video. Now I'm so scared to even talk about the first ingredient, because I know it's such a popular ingredient and you guys love it, but I think it's really overrated, and that is hyaluronic acid. Yes, I said it. Okay, do I see anyone attacking me? Okay, yeah, so we can move forward. Anyway, hyaluronic acid, of course, it's an excellent humectant, no denying that fact, but I feel the miracle claims of wherein brands are saying that, oh, it's going to erase your fine lines, it's going to erase your wrinkles and things like that. I think it's absolutely BS. Yes, hyaluronic acid fillers are capable of doing that, but hyaluronic acid serums, no. Even though they're using 5 different molecular weight of hyaluronic acid, it's not possible. I'm so irritated with these false claims and misleading marketing, and that's the reason I believe that hyaluronic acid is getting far more attention than it actually deserves. I personally don't even use a hyaluronic acid serum into my routine, and I don't even recommend it to my followers or my clients. I personally, yes, if a moisturizer has hyaluronic acid, I love to use it, because that's how it works. All the studies that we have, it has shown that even moisturizers with hyaluronic acid works equally well as the serum. So I just don't understand what is the need to buy another separate hyaluronic acid toner, then a serum, then a moisturizer. It just doesn't make sense to me. So that's the reason I think hyaluronic acid is one of the most overhyped ingredient, and it's suddenly everywhere. I don't understand. Barbara Sturm, the hyaluronic acid serum, it retails for around 14,000 Indian rupees. And for those who think that, oh, I'm saying this because I can't afford that serum, I very well can. I love to spend on skincare, but provided it's worth it. I'm not going to spend 14,000 rupees. I might as well just go and get hyaluronic acid fillers. It's it just blows my mind that how marketing plays into this overall thing, and convinces you to buy products that you actually don't need. I don't mind. Take my money if a skincare ingredient or a product is worth it, but if you tell me to spend my hard-earned money on all of this nonsense, of course I'm not going to do it, because I know it's not going to work. And honestly, if you're just starting into skincare and you feel that hyaluronic acid is working really well for you as an ingredient, please continue doing so. But there are cheaper hyaluronic acid serums that retails for around 400 to 600 rupees. Just invest in that, or use a moisturizer that has hyaluronic acid. That works equally well. Okay, so now I'm done with my hyaluronic acid rant. Let's move to the second ingredient, and again I'm scared to talk about it because it is one of the most loved ingredients, and that is niacinamide. Honestly, if I had to say one thing about niacinamide, I would say it's jack of all trades but master of none. And yes, I know, you might have heard that niacinamide works so well for acne prone skin. It's a great ingredient for regulating sebum production. It's so good for pigmentation, but not really. Niacinamide doesn't work for all skin types. Yes, indeed, it's a good barrier strengthening ingredient. And I personally love using moisturizers with niacinamide, but I don't use separate serums with niacinamides, because A, it can be irritating, and B, the studies that we have for niacinamides, again, we have it for moisturizers, and there is no data to prove that niacinamide serums are more effective than moisturizers with niacinamide. My problem is not that niacinamide is being sold with false claims. Yes, or whatever claims the marketing companies are making, it's true. Niacinamide does work to regulate your sebum production, it does work to calm down inflammation in the skin, it does work on acne marks, but it's not going to work on pigmentation like melasma. It's really not going to be a standalone treatment for your acne. It has to work in conjunction with other things. So niacinamide as a supportive ingredient is amazing, but if you're just relying on that one particular ingredient to solve or target a skin problem, I'm sorry, it's not going to cut it. Like, see how you can just completely rely on retinol for your acne issues, and how you can completely rely on azelaic acid for fading out brown marks. You cannot rely on niacinamide like that. It is a supporting ingredient, and yes, I get why it's so popular, but we need to understand that again, it's not as good or whatever as promising as people are making it sound. So be mindful of this while using niacinamide based products. I personally, because I have oily skin, I love using niacinamide based moisturizers, but that's about it. I'm not going to use like a separate niacinamide serum. I recently did try one serum by Deconstruct which had niacinamide plus alpha-butane, and that did work really well for like clearing like a bit of PIE that I had, but that's about it. Again, it was in conjunction with alpha-butane, otherwise I would have not tried it in the first place, because I'm telling you, I'm not a huge fan of like standalone niacinamide or hyaluronic acid serums. Now moving on to the third ingredient, and this is quickly gaining popularity into the skincare world, and that is collagen. Like suddenly we have collagen eye creams, we have collagen face creams, we have collagen serums, collagen toners, collagen cleansers, and I don't know what not. You need to understand collagen is essentially protein in your skin, and with age it starts to decrease, but applying collagen topically or ingesting collagen powders is not going to make your skin produce more collagen. Okay, that's not how things work. There are only two ingredients that are proven by science to produce collagen in your skin, and that is vitamin A and C. So I really don't know how these companies are making over realistic claims wherein they are saying use our collagen cream and your wrinkles and fine lines are going to fade away. I don't think so. Yes, of course, that cream can be hydrating, soothing, I completely get that, but again, these over exaggerated claims about collagen giving you a facelift is absolute BS. It doesn't work like that. And the same is true for collagen supplements. I really don't think you guys should be taking any kind of supplements before consulting your doctor or getting your blood work done, because remember, over supplementation can cause serious health issues. So please, it's my request to you all that if you're considering taking supplements, be it for your skin, hair, or overall health, please get your blood work done and consult a general physician before taking any supplement. So these are the three ingredients that I feel are so overhyped in skincare. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I would love to know. Please share your experiences in the comments below, but please be respectful and mindful towards each other. We are not here to fight, we are just here to share our personal experiences, and it can differ for different people. And of course, if you enjoy watching my channel and you have not subscribed yet, then please consider subscribing. Also share my videos with your friends and family if you think they can benefit from them, and I'll see you next time. Bye.